just I know when we talked earlier in the week, you intimated that there might be some changes other than the original plan to go on to school, and you noticed a little change in uniform for you tonight. Are you able to talk about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, I plan on signing with Nike tonight. It was a real letdown for me to not be able to race in the Princeton singlet, but that's what they wanted, and you know, I feel like I'm representing Princeton while I'm here.
Absolutely.
And I think everyone back at school knows how much help they've been to me, and how much, you know, I respect and appreciate everything Princeton's done for me. So even though I didn't get to wear orange and black today, it was you know, this was just the kind of tip of the iceberg for everything the rest of the season has done for me.
You hadn't signed yet, or you're signing after? That's kind of interesting.
I haven't actually written my name down on the paper.
Is that just because the legal guys need to look it over, or?
Do you want to do it this morning? But I don't know. I have their word.
So is there a bonus for making the team, or did it matter?
Yeah, it was a contingency. Like, if I don't make it, it's this. If I make it, it's this. You know, that wasn't really on my mind as I was coming down the home straight. But
so I just got here. I don't know if you've talked about that, but kind of what were we thinking? You know, that last 200 meters and.
Okay, come on, I can get him, I can get him, I can get him. Oh, maybe not. And then once it hit 100, it was, and I realized I wasn't going to get him. You know what? Being Olympian's not that bad. Being a second place Olympian, like, whatever, I can deal with that. And then it was just the coolest thing. Once I had the final barrier cleared, and even the water barrier cleared, and I knew it was going to happen. That was really cool.
With about 50 to go, you glanced over your shoulder, and then when you look back straight ahead, a big smile came over your face. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, that was something I've been waiting for a year and a half. Yeah. And so all of a sudden, it was just like a giant weight off my shoulders. You know, my fate was set at that point. I could just kind of sit back, finish in strong, and then just enjoy everything that was going on.
Don, it looked like you clipped a couple of the barriers on the last couple laps. You know, what was going on there? Was it physical, or is it
easy? I mean, I hit one, and it was not that bad. So I jumped too early on the barrier at the start line with 400 to go, and so I actually came down and landed on the barrier itself. Okay. I ended up almost standing like straight up on it, and it wasn't that risky, but I just it slowed me down. The biggest thing I was worried about wasn't falling; it was getting Kyle Alcorn's spike through my Achilles or something. But I got off fine, and then the final hurdles, I'll have to see the video later, but I thought they were pretty good. My water was, I'm sure I was tired, but it was efficient enough.
Talk about staying out of trouble when it comes to, you know, there's a tight pack up front that you were with, and then all of a sudden surges are being made, and yeah, talk about just always being on your toes and being able to respond to those kind of things.
I think being in the front is a huge help for me in a couple ways. Like, one, because I'm more ready to respond to the moves, and two, because I can see, you know, the whole track in front of me. Three, I have a better sense of where I am. During prelims, I was in the back, and there were a couple of times when I'd be coming up to the water barrier, and that was the only time during the race when I was aware what part of the track I was on. It was just because, oh, this is the water barrier part, because I was spending the rest of the time thinking about going around the people and navigating the pack, and then, oh man, if I finish in this spot, I don't even have a chance to pursue my London dreams. So, and then also, I just physically feel better when I'm up in the front, and I feel like I'm competing and I'm in the mix. So it was important to me to get up to the front and be in contention.
Let's talk about the rest of the team with Jair and Alcorn, and yeah, trying to bring U.S. steepling back to the front of international minds, and yeah, talk about the team contingency part going into London.
I think U.S. steepling has a bright future. I hope to be a part of it for several years, and hopefully a big part of it. I mean, Evan's got so much scope for improvement. Justin, this is his first year doing it. You know, Kyle's a little older, but that was huge for him. And I think we're gonna go out there and not just be trying to get PRs and bonuses and some FaceTime on international TV. But we've got the USA in mind, and I think that's going to play a big part.
And back to the kind of prelim, did you not? Was that harder than you thought? You didn't look as good as some people expected, or at least I expected. Is that just more the tactical thing? I mean, afterwards, was there any worry going into the final, or are you just like, I'm starting from scratch?
Yeah, I was a little worried after the prelim. I didn't, and I think like I said, I think it's because I was in the back and mentally I was just out of it, and I don't bring in all the focus I need for the prelims, and when I'm not really in it, I don't have the chance to feel like myself when I'm racing. So I think it was probably less of a physiological, biological factor of why I wasn't running my best that day, and more of just I was a little passive in the first 200, and then I got stuck in the back, and I paid the price for that. So I made sure to fix that today.
Yeah, you did.
Was there a point today? I mean, it looked like about 200 meters you were rolling. Was there a point where you knew like you were on the team? Or?
Yeah, I was. That sounds bad, but when I was in fourth place, even like a lot 2 out, I wouldn't say I knew it, but I was. I felt good, and often during the race, I like to kind of like take a whole look on how I feel and realize that like how much I actually do have left. And I was in fourth, and I knew that I can pick off at least one guy here. And
that was with how much to go?